So 3.2 is building on what we did in the last section. But now we're no longer solving linear systems of linear equalities. Now they're systems of inequalities, right? And we're going to graph and solve them. So here you're going to have two inequalities that you have to graph and shade each one separately. And then you have to identify the region that satisfies the inequalities. And that region, very simple, it's where the two overlap. Okay? All right, so let's do one. Go ahead and put your calculators away for now. Let's do this one manually. So here I have two inequalities. I'm going to graph the first one. They're in slope-intercept form, which is easy. I'm going to go up to the y-intercept of 5 here. And then I go down to over 1. Now, is that going to be a solid or a dashed line? Solid line. Right? And of course, you're going to use a ruler with these, right? Okay, so here, now it says y is less than or equal to. That means, do I shade above or below? Below. So this is the region where I'm going to shade. And it's always a little messy, but I'll show you later on how to do it so you don't have this much clutter. Okay, next I'm going to do the bottom one. So here my y-intercept is -6. And then I'm going to go down 1 over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it looks like, so here I should have extended the red a little bit further. Let me do that. All right, so that's how the second one looks. And that's going to be a dashed line, right? Like this. Okay, where do I shade here? Above. And it's going to be all of the above region. Now, there is going to be, sometimes there will be a region where the two shadings will overlap, right? So do you see that region here? It's basically this. Here, let me do it with the highlighter. So basically it's this region, right? So that highlighted region is the solution to this problem. So now, let me ask you a question. Suppose you have a point here in that blue shaded region. Is that a solution of the system? No. What about one here, down here? No. What about one here? Yes. What about one on this dotted line? No. What about one on the solid line? Yes. Right? So everything on the solid line into the highlighted region. What about one right above that dotted line? Yes. Right? Just not on the dotted line. Okay? So, students usually find their way of, how to make sure that this is like super, super clear. Okay? So let me show you, and like you could use a highlighter, like students like make it super, super dark. Just make sure there is absolutely no question, because I can't give you credit for what you, for what you meant to say. I can only give you credit for what you actually said, right? All right, let's do this one.
We can just make one area darker than the other.
You can, yeah. And I'll show you right now, some other tips. All right, so let's do this one. Y is greater than or equal to -4x plus 8. So here, -4x plus 8. That's 8. And then we're going to go down 4 over 1. And where am I going to shade here? The region above. Here. Next, y is less than negative 4x plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to go down 4 over 1. And that is a dashed line. Where am I going to shade this one? What do you notice about those lines if you draw them with a ruler? They're parallel. Where am I going to shade? Below. So now, right, the regions don't overlap, no solution. Okay. So here we have an absolute value graph, right? Y is greater than absolute value of x. Okay, we can draw that. Absolute value of x, I go up 1 over 1 and up 1 over 1 this way. So now, let me show you another way to do this, right? Instead of like going through and shading, what some people do is this. They put like little markers. Okay, so this is going to shade above, right? Okay. And now, here I have another one. Y is less than 2x minus 6. So minus 6 here. And then I go up 2 over 1. I think these actually overlap. Let me do this more carefully. So if the slope is 1 over 1, that means here at the very edge, when x is equal to 10, y is also equal to 10, right? If you use a ruler, you won't have any issues with these. So here the slope is up 2 over 1, and then again up 2 over 1. So that's going to be a dashed line here, right? So are we going to shade above or below on this one? Below. So that's this region, right? So here's another way, all right? I put little markers like this. And so now, if you can visualize the area that was going to be shaded, then you can go ahead and do that. Basically, it's this region here, right? That's okay too. Other people like will shade one horizontally, right? And then they'll shade another one vertically, and then it's where they crisscross. Just be clear. That's all. All right. Questions? Okay, let's do this one, this other one. All right, so we have 3 here, right? So let's do this one. We're going to solve this for y. So negative y is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 1. And so now what's y equal to? Y is less than or equal to 2x plus 1. Is that right? Yes? Okay, so I go up to 1. And now I'm going to go up 2 over 1. And that's going to be a solid line. And it's going to shade this side. Okay? All right, let's do the blue. Let's do the middle one in blue. So y is less than minus x plus 4. Ooh. I go up 4, down 1 over 1. That's going to be a dashed line. And we're going to shade the bottom. So do you see here where the arrows are pointing in a common region? It's in this bottom region. All right. So go ahead and put in the next one. X plus 4y is greater than 4. What's that going to look like when you solve for y? Oh, the second one is a solid line. This battery, just a sec. Oh. Okay. So here, 4y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 4. Okay. So up 1, and then we're going to go down 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. And this one's going to shade the upper part. Oh, what happened? It moved. Right, so what's my solution area? Where is it? Where is the solution? It's that middle triangle, right?
Carry an arrow to it and point solution.
Shade it. Shade
I
it
do that
very, very clearly. Yeah. All right? So that's the solution there. Okay? Does that work? All right. So go ahead and take out your calculators and let's do some with the calculator. Open. All right. You should be in this, if you're in this window, the quickest way is if you press this calculator button on the left, right? And you can toggle between calculator and graph, right? So now when you're in the graph, press tab to go to this, F1x equals. Do you see that? All right, I'm actually going to graph the first one we did in this section. All right, so here, when your cursor is to the right of that equal sign, press the delete the backspace button once, just once, and look at the options it gives you. You see that? So here, pick the one that you want. So for number 1, it's y is less than or equal to. And I'm going to put it here, negative 2x plus 5. Negative 2x plus 5. When you're on F1x, just press the left backspace button. Okay, and then once you hit that, press enter and look at that. Right? Isn't that cool? It's like what we got. Okay, now press tab again. Now it gives you this relation, right? So we're going to go ahead and type in our second one. So let me stop this. I feel like I... All right, so this is what we have. We can't see that sliver up there. So I'm going to go to menu. Window zoom is number 4. Then I'm going to go to number 1, window settings. Okay? So X min, right? This is going from negative 10 to 10. Why don't we go from like negative 5 to, I don't know, 15, right? The Y, why don't we go, instead of negative 7 to whatever, why don't we go from negative 2 to 15? Enter. Okay? Right? Do you see how, right? You could see a whole bunch of things now. Okay, now let's also practice what we were doing yesterday, how to find the point of intersection. So do you remember? Does anybody remember where that was? Where do you go first? Yeah. Menu. Analyze graph is number 6. Then intersection is number 4. Now, lower bound. So look at where my dashed line is, the vertical line. Am I going to move that to the left or right? To the left. Here. Right? And you do that by like scrolling. Once you're to the left of the point, press enter. And now it wants upper bound, so drag that region past the point, press enter, and there you have it. There's your intersection. It's 6 and 6. So once you're there, if that writing is getting in the way, you could hover on top of it and you'll see like the little hand. How do you grab something? What do you do? Hold it down. You're either going to hold it down for more than a second or so. I know it's an investment, right? You're going to invest all that time. Or what else could you do? Control, right? And then once the hand closes, you could just drag it and put it wherever you want. All right? So look at these here. This label, they're all like on top of one another. I'm going to hold one of them. And then, and I could drag it, wherever I want. All right? Make sense? Yes? Okay. So now we know. Okay. So here, I'm going to delete this one. All right. So let's do 2x minus y is greater than or equal to -1. Whoops. Enter. Okay. All right, just a sec. We're gonna go back to tab. I'm gonna erase that other one. Okay. So do you see that? That's our red one. It has no clue what color I graphed in, so it's coloring in a different color, right? So do you see how when you're putting in a relation, you don't even have to solve it for y? You can just put in as is. Isn't that cool? How come you guys aren't as excited about this as I am? Tab, let's do another one. X plus y is less than or equal to 4. You press the equal sign right under the control button, and it gives you a whole bunch of options. Control equal. So x plus y is less than or equal to 4. That's that one. And then if I press tab again, x plus 4y is greater than or equal to 4. Now, okay, so do you see how it's that little, whoops, it's that tiny little triangle over there, right? And again, if you're having trouble seeing all this, I can grab the label and put it somewhere else, right? Just move them out of the way, right? It's color-coded, so you know. You could move it out of the way and you could see, all right? And you can find intersection points in the same way, okay? All right, let's find a couple of these intersection points. Menu, 6, 4. All right, now it says which graph, right? Because now you have 3 graphs. So which graph do you want to find the intersection points of? So suppose I'm going to do the red one. And where is your second graph? It's saying, well, let's do the blue one, right? And then it gives you your vertical bar. So you go to the left, you go to the right, and the intersection is 1, 3. Okay, so each time you can select, okay?
It still says graph with the first one.
Because you need to select one